Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We're also going to hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. But as you can tell, today is another solo episode. I do plan on having guests pretty soon. I'm in works talking with a few, so we will get a couple of those episodes kicked off, but I want to kind of at least get a month in, try to get the studio set up a little bit better and get things in order. So before we start today's episode, today is day 28. I'm going to give you guys a quick update. I challenged myself to run 365 days out of the year this year. I am 28 days in. I am 91.5 miles in for the year and for the month. I also challenged myself to run 1,250 miles for the year. Last year I challenged myself 1,000. I think I hit 1,001 or 1,002, so I was able to hit that. Last year was my first year running, so this is something new to me. I'm not a professional. That's kind of why I'm doing this podcast, to monitor. It's something that I need to consistently work at and put my time in and to learn on the fly. This year I also signed up for my first 50K in Yankee Springs. That will be in June, so I'm preparing for that. It is a trail. I also doing another marathon this year. It will be my second one, but my first official race with an official time. Last year I just ran a marathon with my buddy Joe. So that's kind of exciting. Getting ready for that every day is training day. Out there grinding. Speaking of that though, for the first month of the year, I joined a 100-mile challenge on Facebook. And it's through the American Cancer Society, where I also started a fundraiser where all the donations go directly to the American Cancer Society. We first set the goal for 200. We hit that. We moved it up to 300. We hit that. As of yesterday, we finally officially hit 380. So we're $20 away from the 400 goal. And I want to thank my buddy Dominic. Thank you so much, bud. I really appreciate your donation that sent us up there. We're just one step closer now from hitting 400. I miss you. I hope all is well. And thank you, honestly. That being said, also for anyone else, like I said, all donations go directly to the fundraiser, so you don't have to worry about Facebook taking a cut of it. That's really cool. I know times are tough right now, but whatever money you can donate or whatever time you can spend, even if it's just to share the fundraiser, it's very well appreciated. I know the people that will be getting this are going to be super thankful for everything they get. And I'm grateful that you guys are helping out. It's honestly awesome, so awesome. I really appreciate it, guys. That being said, though, like I said, today is day 28. One goal that I told you that I'm doing the 365 days out of the year, but one thing I haven't really mentioned yet or said anything is that I don't own a treadmill. And I don't plan to purchase a treadmill, and I don't plan to use a treadmill. So this is going to be 365 days in the elements. I've had a few snow days. Today it wasn't snow, but it was cold, a little windy, and super icy, because yesterday it got kind of nice and all of the snow and stuff melted and it turned into ice overnight. Hasn't warmed up enough today. It's a little overcast. So we're out there in the elements, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's some days it's a struggle to get out there, but after I get it done and I'm out there, I'm very thankful, very grateful. It's a good time to just kind of just sit back and reflect. That's kind of what I've been doing these last few runs. I haven't been listening to music. I've been bringing this cool gimbal that I have for my phone on. I've been trying to take photos and little videos while running. So I haven't been listening to music. I've just been thinking and running and contemplating. It's been a great journey so far. 28 days in, like I said, 91.5 miles in. It's been fun, and I'm looking forward to more and more miles. This is a long journey. I'm almost a full month in. I think after the full month, I'm going to do a quick, update, kind of like I'm doing now, but more in depth. I'm going to go back over some of the new gear that I've got and have been using, and just plans and stuff like that. So, and then I'm going to start rotating some guests in. So, but to kind of just skip right over that and get into the episode officially, because we're already 5 minutes in on the intro. Today's been a weird day. Today is January 28th, 2021. Not that it's relevant. The stock market is doing some crazy things today because Reddit kind of just took over and convinced a whole bunch of users to buy into a stock that's kind of really worth nothing, and it sent a whole bunch of short sellers into a panic, and they've lost a whole bunch of money. So I was trying to think maybe I could do something based off that, but I think we're going to again just go off, not off, no scripts, just kind of talk about I've been trying to look up numerology too and figure out, some of the symbolic meanings of certain numbers. And 28 is my best friend's. He was born on the 28th. 28 is very significant to him. So I kind of want to do something based off that. And though it's not been really recognized or said or brought up, in my eyes, I've always looked at him as kind of a leader. So, and it actually, ironically, that is one of the aspects, or one of the significances of the symbolic meanings of the number 28 is leadership. So for today, episode 28, I am going to talk about leadership. Leadership is something I feel that we all think we have. It's kind of like we are the hero to our own stories, and we all believe in our heads that we are great leaders and that we can lead anyone into any battle or into anything, and we'd be able to overcome it. And I mean, some people might not feel that way, but I know in my head, that's how I feel, And yesterday's episode talking about, kind of just owning up and being able to recognize when you're wrong, and to know that you're not always gonna be able to be right, and to figure out what you're doing wrong. That's what makes a great leader. And I know it's kind of off topic or whatever, of me trying to bring up yesterday about being arrogant and about arrogance and stuff, but that's it. Leaders aren't arrogant, and I feel like a lot of us in our head, we're very arrogant and we think we're great leaders when we don't really recognize that if something were to happen, that's something I've come to the realization. If I try to put myself in weird, crazy situations of, what if this happens? What if this happens? Not that it will or ever will, or there's a chance it will. It's just in certain situations, I don't know if I'd be a good leader, especially with this past few years with Donald Trump being our president. I know some people don't like it. Some people love it. No matter who the president is, who's in office or whatever, we're quick to judge on their decisions and their leadership. And it's easy to say when you're sitting back criticizing people that, you would do things differently and it'd be better and things would work out differently because of the way you decided to go. But leadership is something that I think good leaders don't think they are leaders. That's kind of contradictory, but I think that's kind of how it is. I feel when you are just trying to give back and do the best, you're a good leader. The best leaders are people that can, go off on their own and be able to do all the work and to do things by themselves and survive by themselves, but they also you know, they share that with the community. They give back. They lead by example. That's a good way to think of it, you know. And that's something I've been trying to do. I've realized that in my head, I think I'm a great leader. Um, you know, I'm doing this podcast trying to be more positive and help people out that maybe are stuck in a rut. You know, but I know I'm not the best leader. I know I'm not the best talker, and I'm not the best person to maybe bring you out of the rut. But I'm trying, and I'm trying to be a better leader, and I'm trying, you know, I recognize how bad I am at it, and I'm trying to improve on it. I'm trying to figure out how I can take the skills I have and the skill sets I have and become a better leader and lead by example. And it starts just the small stuff, you know. I know it's easy to say, oh, we're just saying this for fun or we're just joking and all that stuff. But I mean, I think you got to really start at the heart of it. And, you know, I'm trying to be a better person overall. I'm trying to not use so many cuss words. I'm trying to take care of my health. I'm trying to be a leader that people can hopefully look up to and say, yeah, maybe I don't have all this person's beliefs, but he's all he's trying to do is contribute to the better of humanity and the better of humankind. And I'm not trying to tell people what to do or how to do it. I just want people to know that you don't have to be malevolent and have a whole bunch of angst, and we can be good people. And you know, we right now is a perfect time for leadership because I think we have these two sects of ideals. You know, we got the left and the right. That, I mean, honestly, since Biden's been in, I've been trying to pay less attention to everything just in general over these past few months because I just don't care about it anymore. I'm focusing on myself, but I feel like tensions haven't been as high, but maybe I'm wrong. But we definitely need those people in the middle and those leaders to bring us together. And, you know, we can all be better leaders, even in our own lives, you know, even just to the small people around us. You know, I know what you think that maybe leadership is a quality that you don't have, or maybe, like I said, maybe you do believe you do have it, but maybe you need to realize you don't. Either way, whatever the situation is, leadership is something that you don't really think about it, but it makes a huge impact on just the small amount of people in your life, you know. Like I said, if you lead by example a certain way, people will see that and it will reflect on them, and maybe they can start leading by example too. And I'm not saying the way I'm living is right, and I'm not saying what I'm doing is right, but I know I'm not trying to hurt anyone, and I'm not trying to stop people from doing what they're doing. I'm just trying to share my knowledge of what I'm doing to try to become a better person, and I hope other people can accept it and take it for what it is. And, you know, I think we all need to be better leaders in our community. You know, there's nothing wrong. I'm completely a person for freedom of speech. There's nothing wrong with some of the things that get put out. I don't want to go into specific songs or things. There's just languages and things that are just getting passed on as culture that I think aren't really necessarily good for our culture, but I don't think it should be banned at the same time. It concerns me that that's what's popular, not necessarily that it shouldn't be out there. It just, you know, I think that we can have better leaders in all different kind of platforms. We need people to step up and bring everyone together instead of trying to, you know, make the divide bigger. That being said, I don't want to keep this going too much longer. This is already kind of bleeding over a little bit longer than most episodes. I want to thank you guys so much for listening. It's been so awesome. It's been a pleasure. I'm super excited because more and more people are kind of following and liking, and I haven't really put much money into promoting. I think I'm going to try to start doing that beginning of next month once I kind of kick in, like I said, with a few more when I have a few guests and I get a little more comfortable with the how these are going to be going. But thank you so much for all the likes and for the comments and for the follows. But please, share, let people know what's going on. Tell them just to, give the page a like. It wouldn't hurt them. Like, just let's see if we can build this, and let's keep this going. Let's keep your positivity up too. This isn't just about my journey. It's about your guys' journey with me. Hopefully we're all taking some kind of journey in our lives to be better people. So in the future, we don't look back and think that we've wasted our time in our life. That being said though, you know what time it's coming up to. Before I tell you, I'm going to tell you real quick to, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, listen to us on the podcast platforms. If you can't get the YouTube and see the visuals, you can still at least hear the audio. It's not as great on some episodes, but hey, it gets the job done. But every single week, I leave you guys with a daily discipline. And I think you guys know what today's daily discipline is going to be if you haven't caught on to the themes. It's leadership. It's try to be a better leader. Try to recognize where you think you are a good leader and maybe where you're really not, but you really believe you are. Try to maybe, pinpoint those out and try to work on them. Same thing with just being a leader in certain ways of life. The smallest thing makes the biggest difference. Always remember that. It's so easy to put people off and say bad things about them. But let's try to be better people and better leaders by trying to understand them and maybe not necessarily stick up for them, but just don't lead by example. Whatever, if you go around talking crap about everyone, they're gonna start going around talking crap about everyone too. Whoever you're talking crap to is gonna go around. It's just it's a cycle that we need to try to cut out, and I think we can start a nice healthy cycle. We all could be better leaders. Let's try to figure out how we can do that. Let's aim at it and let's accomplish this. Yet again, guys, I want to really thank you for listening to the episode and being a follower of the podcast and following along on this journey. I really appreciate it. This is the Defining Discipline podcast. Again, I'm your host, Scott. I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you guys stay disciplined, and peace out.